Hey kids, full disclosure, you're so used to this for me at this point. Um, Today's workout is entirely inspired by two things. One, my husband. I told him that I was just gonna go into the garage to row today. He's like, no, you should record. You like recording. I'm like, I still owe them the last post that I filmed. Anyway, so that's number one. Number two is apparently I have hit the part of my pregnancy where I'm hungry all the time. So that's been going on the last 2 days, but there's this part of me that I'm like, no, you need to exercise in order to justify exactly how much food you're putting in your mouth right now, which is obviously not true. So, we're working out today because I want to eat more cookie dough. Oh, welcome to my life. Anyway, long intro today. Thanks for being here. Like, comment, share, send me your questions. Any kind of feedback you need or want on tips, stuff I do in the workout today, just questions you have in general. I'm here for it. 30-minute workout today. We used to call this signature in the gym that I used to work at. So you'll be here for 12, 13 minutes of rowing, then a nice 4.5 minute long workout in the middle. We'll do body weight. I'm still going to stay away from weights for right now, focusing very much on legs and mid body. And then we'll finish it off with a high rate interval, a nice cool steady and intentional steady, and some sprints to top it off at the end. So, intention for today, haven't figured that one out yet, but we'll get to it. Playlist is always available on Spotify if that's your jam, and always trying to row to the beat of the music. 3 counts in, 1 count back, and also in cadence with me. That's the best way that we can hold each other accountable. Just checked my mics, everything's on. Go ahead and get strapped in. We will start with our pick drill. So, shins vertical, as always. Space between your heels and your seat. I got a lot of space right now because I have the extra love in the front. Sitting up real tall, shoulders relaxed and back, elbows loose, fingertips able to dance. All right, release your thumbs. Last thing, squeeze your core to get yourself into an 11 o'clock position. You always want this lean in so you can press your legs through back into your hips to initiate your drive. So push back to your finish in 3, in 2, in 1. Legs, body, arms. Every single muscle in your legs lit up down to your toes. Push those toes through that foot block. Nice tight calves, nice tight quads. Slight arch in your back. Again, pull back with those shoulders. We're going arms only in 3, in 2, in 1, 2, 3. Dig, reach, and dig. 2 more pulls. You want that handlebar landing between your belly button and your sternum. Add your hip hinge right here. 2, 3. Push through your toes. Squeeze through your core. Nice tight calves. You really do still already want this stroke primarily motivated through your legs. Let's go half stroke in 3. Hands just past your toes. In 2. Halfway up that rail. Right here. Halfway. Dig. Reach. Dig. If you're on a concept 2, I typically work with 4 numbers that I personally look at, but I'll refer to 2 of them in our workout. Biggest number on your screen is typically your split time. That's how long it takes you to travel 500 meters. Think of it as like a 7 or 8 minute mile, how we judge those. That's how we do it in row. It's 500 meters. Don't worry about what a meter is. Us Americans, we have no idea. Let's go full stroke in 3. The other number in 2. Reach that chain all the way in 1. Full reach. Let's go. Push. Dig. The other number that I refer to a lot in my workouts is your stroke rate. On my particular screen, again on a concept 2, for me right now, it's bottom left-hand corner. It might be top right-hand corner for you depending on the view you have, but that's how many strokes you have you're rocking per minute. Right now, you should be at a 23 if you're holding cadence with me. So, let's say I also work with 3 paces. They are called paddle, push, and power. Paddle pace is where you should be right now. That's 60 to 70% of your effort. Feels like walking down the street. Push pace is 70 to 85% of your effort. That's a good strong run. Power pace, but still sustainable. Power pace is 85 to 100% of your effort. That's your all-out sprint. Here's how that translates into your numbers. Your split time, your paddle pace, that's where you should be right now. Push pace is 15 seconds below your original paddle. So let's say you started at a 245. That means your push would be 230 or lower. And power is 30 seconds below your original paddle. So 245 means your power would be 215 or lower. So let's get this workout going. Your stroke rate has barely changed, but we're gonna pop it up just a touch to a 24. We're gonna rock some power strokes. So without changing your stroke rate, we're gonna rock 12 power strokes, pushing as hard as we can without speeding up our stroke. We're just putting more power, more push into our stroke, more power into the rower. So round one, 12 strokes in 3, in 2, give a little more reach, in 1. Here we go. Push. Get a little bit more sound out of that flywheel, or a lot more. You want to know you're putting effort into your machine. Push into your glutes. It's 1 breath per stroke. You always want to be breathing in on your recovery and driving your air out, pushing back to your finish. You're over halfway through. You're at about 8 strokes right here. We're going to do 3 more. Push it out, finish strong. 3, 2, last one, 1. Good work. Same stroke rate, relax your effort. Deep breaths. Reset your posture. Make sure you're pushing evenly through both toes. Some of us get on rowers because we've injured ourselves doing something else. It's really easy to unknowingly overcompensate for injuries that may even be really old. So it's really good practice to double check in with your body frequently and see, okay, usually I have a bad knee. I have to remind myself to push evenly through. Your stronger knee is going to be where you want to have, where you would automatically, unknowingly, have more of your push. We're going to do 1 more round of power strokes. We'll do 16 this time. Topping off this song in 3, hard as you can go. In 2, don't change that stroke rate. In 1, let's go. Reach, dig, reach, dig. Lead in with your sternum. Squeeze through with your core. Squeeze in, push, pull. In, push, pull. Dig, dig. You're halfway through. Dig deep, let's go. Finish strong. 3 more strokes. 2, last one, and 1. All right, don't lose all of your heat. We gotta pick up the pace. We're going from a 24 stroke rate to a 28. So, meet me there. Tighten up your stroke in 3, in 2, in 1. Don't lose your 3-to-1 ratio. 1, 2, 3, dig. 1, 2, 3, dig. Push, pull. Push, pull. This is a steady state for the next 3 minutes. So steady state, you're going to be right in a push pace. So again, if you started at a 245 with your paddle, you want to be somewhere around that 230. And because it's a steady state,
You want to challenge yourself to get as consistent as possible and keep your split time within a 5-second window. So, if you're feeling strong today, maybe that means you keep it between a 230 and a 225. Again, it's all relative. It's whatever that push pace is for you today. If you're not feeling as good, it might be that 230 between 230 and 235. That's okay. Reset your breathing. Sit tall. Gaze above and past your monitor. That's going to help you hold a tall posture. Reminder to hit that hip hinge. Lean in. Dig. 11. 1. Now that we're 3 songs in, I really want your focus today to be that hip hinge. Lean in. Dig. Dig. That hip hinge is absolutely vital for getting more push into your legs, more power out of your stroke, and protecting your lower back. You got about a minute to go, crew. You're doing great. Hang in there. Deep breath. Dig. Reach. Dig. 1, 2, 3. Lengthen. Slow, slow. Quick. 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 For the last 30 seconds, make a goal for yourself. Take just 1 or 2 seconds off that split time. Stay strong. Keep pushing. You got this. We're gonna release here in 3, in 2, and 1. Relax your effort down to a 24 stroke rate. We're gonna go into a high rate interval. We're gonna do 3 rounds of 30 seconds each. 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. We're gonna go up to a 29-30 stroke rate. I will always give you 3 morning strokes before we go up to the stratosphere, but we're gonna catch this beat in 3 strokes. 3, tighten it up. In 2, catch this 30, and 1. Here we go. Push, dip. 1, 2, 3. Reach, push, pull. Push, pull. When I'm in the front, you're in the front. When I'm in the back, you're in the back. Make that flywheel fly. You're almost through this first set. 3 more strokes. 3, 2, 1. Relax your effort. Float it on down to a 24 paddle pace. And whenever we're in those high rate intervals, you're going to automatically go into a power pace. And for no other reason than holding that higher stroke rate, you got to really dig for it. Happens automatically, like I said. Round 2, it's coming at you in 3 more strokes. In 3, in 2, tighten it up, and 1. Let's go, let's go. Push, pull. Push, pull. Lean in. Squeeze through your core. Push through your glutes. Almost through this 30 seconds. 3 more strokes. 3, 2, and 1. Relax your effort. Paddle it down. You can always get to a 24 stroke rate and down into a lower rate in 1 stroke by extending your recovery. You will always need to take 3 to 4 strokes to tighten up to get into those higher rates. One last round of this upper interval in 3 more strokes. In 3, tighten your stroke. In 2, catch this beat. In 1, let's go, let's go. Reach, dig. 20 more seconds. Then we're gonna rock some floor work. Three more strokes. 3, push through. 2, and 1. Rack it up. I'm gonna change my screen to my timer. Put up my rower. And you are gonna go ahead and start with some good mornings. So feet just past shoulder width apart, hands at your hips, pull your shoulders back. You really want a nice arch here in your back as you go down for a flat back. Go ahead and go for it for the next 30 seconds. You can have a slight bend in your knees. You can have soft knees here, but it's not a deadlift. Again, this is one of the things that's helping us focus on our hip hinge today. Okay, if you want to add something to this, you can do a number of things. You can go to a 3-point good morning, where you'll hit off to one side at a 45-degree angle. Your feet stay planted in the same place, then to center, then hitting that 45-degree diagonal. If you want to add some heat to it, open up those arms and go goalpost arms. This will open up your chest, make everything a little bit more challenging. All right, we're gonna go to sumo squats. Spread those feet out just a little bit wider, all the way down. Do a couple of pulses. 1, 2, all the way up and down. Next time, do 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3, up, down. This time, do 4. Keep counting up, keep adding those pulses. When you're coming up out of your sumo squat, make sure you're squeezing tight through your glutes and your hams in order to motivate that movement. We're gonna go to some squat tap backs in 3, in 2, in 1. Tap backs. Keep an about halfway squat here and tap back with 1 foot at a time. So you're moving back and forth here, but you're keeping everything in your upper body stable. Still rocking a certain amount of hip hinge, okay? But really keeping that bend, keeping that work in one leg at a time. But you're really gonna feel this a lot in your glutes. You're gonna feel it in your hamstrings and your quads. It's all for your legs. All right, we're gonna go narrow squat next in 3, in 2, and 1. Narrow squat, hold. So feet close together within shoulder width distance apart, and sit on down like you got a little itty bitty kitty chair behind you. We're gonna be here for 30 seconds. I can't keep my knees together. That's so embarrassing. Again, you want to rock that hip hinge. You want your chest open, core engaged and squeezed. You've got 10 seconds to go. You're doing great. Keep squeezing. I know it's hard. Burn, burn, burn for 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, now reverse lunges, alternating for your last 45 seconds. Go straight back with your toes. You want to try and keep your feet parallel. If you naturally turn out, that is something that makes a lunge not only impossible, it's very hard on your knees. Trust yourself, look straight ahead, press those feet straight back. Try to keep your shoulders stacked above your hips. You've got 15 seconds to go. Take these as deep or as shallow as you need to. We're all built a little bit differently. You're almost there. 3, 2, last one, right here. Okay, take a second, rock a nice, quick quad stretch. Both sides, make sure you get both sides. I will leave you to that. Bring my rower back down into place. And we will jump back in it. We left off with a high rate interval. We are jumping right back on in with another high rate interval. So grab a sip of water if you need it. Wipe off some sweat. If I'm sweating, I know you are. I hope you are. That's always the goal. Woo! And meet me at your catch. Shins vertical. Even that's impossible for me these days. Do as I say, not as I have to do these days. All right. Shins vertical. Space between your heels and your seat. Sitting up real tall. Shoulders relaxed and back. We're here for 4 minutes. Go ahead and find. I need to turn up my music just a touch. All right. Go ahead and find your 24 paddle pace. We're going to do 30-second intervals again. I don't know. You know what? Maybe we'll keep going for 45 just for the fun of it. Yeah, let's do it. We'll do 3 rounds of 45-second intervals each. 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. I know you're excited. We're going in for round 1 up to a 30 stroke rate. 29-30 in 3. Here we go. And 2. And 1. Let's go. Push, dig. 1, 2, 3. Dig. Push, pull. Push, pull. All right, get settled in. We're here for 45 seconds. Reach, dig, push, pull. 45 seconds at this pace. It's going to feel like an eternity. I promise you got this. Almost through. 10 more seconds to go. 4 more strokes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Paddle it down. I'm going to have to wear my headband next time. Every time that I swoop my bangs out of my face, I think of how annoyed my mom got with me when I was a kid for having to do the Bieber thing. Round 2 in 3. In 2, tighten your stroke. In 1, 30 stroke rate, 45 seconds. Breathe in and out. In, out. Push, pull. Don't lose your hip hinge. Squeeze in with your core. 15 more seconds. Over halfway through. Just a few more strokes. 3, 2, and 1. Relax your effort. Float it on down. We've got 1 more round to go. Then we're going to rock a nice, cool, steady for about 4 minutes. Just to give ourselves a nice reset before we hit some sprints. Last round. Here we go in 3 strokes. In 2, tighten it up. In 1, let's go, let's go. 30 stroke rate. 1, 2, 3, dig, reach, dig, push, pull, breathing in and out. 1 breath per stroke will carry you through anything. Fifteen more seconds. We're almost there. 3 more strokes. 2 and 1. Excellent. Excellent work. Woo. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Down to a 24-25 stroke rate. Nice place to regenerate. Don't worry about your split time for the first 60 seconds. You're about 15 seconds into this steady. Deep breaths, reset your posture. So, leading in with your sternum, really open up that chest. We used to have a coach at our studio who would say golden thread, top of the head all the time. She was also a yoga instructor. Shout out to Coach Alina. So if you think about having a golden thread from your tailbone all the way through your spine, the top of your head, that's how tall and graceful you want to be and feel. My apologies. If you're following cadence with me, you are likely up to a 26 stroke rate. I am following a playlist, so if that beat unexpectedly changes, I can take zero responsibility. I'm gonna blame it on the music. If you're ever curious about what we're listening to, or what I'm listening to, there's always a link in those comments, in the description, excuse me, to the Spotify playlist that goes with this workout. We're currently listening to Rowing to Walk on the Wild Side by Lou Reed. Classic. You're over halfway through. I'm very tempted, just because of how uncomfortable a 26-27 is for me these days, to tell you you can go open rate. But, as always, holding cadence, swing, stroke with each other is the best way for me to help you stay accountable to the workout. And I also fully acknowledge I have zero control of what you're doing on the other side of that screen. Just know that we've got about 45 seconds before we switch gears and go into sprints. Sprints is our last adventure of the workout. We're going to do at least 2 30-second open rate sprints. Open rate means it's your pace, your time, your stroke rate. I will always encourage you, go ahead and find your own personal paddle pace, whatever is comfortable for you. Open rate, I will always encourage you to stay under a 30 to 32 stroke rate. Under that, that's not your range, that's your high point. You can and have shown in this workout that you can get power at a lower stroke rate. I can guarantee you that I will not be pushing my stroke rate beyond a 24-25, just because that's where I am right now. But we're going to do 3 30-second sprints, because that's what we have time for. You don't know it, but you're sprinting to working for the weekend, my lover boy. It's a good one. And we're going in for round 2. Keep it under 32. Otherwise, this is your game for the next 30 seconds. Hard as you can. Get your split as low as it'll go. In 3. Here we go. In 2. In 1. 30 seconds. Let's kick it. Really dig in. Push through your toes. Squeeze through your glutes. Get that flywheel as loud as possible. Get your split time as low as it'll go. You've only got 3 shots to power this out hard as you can. You are almost through your first round. 5 more seconds. 3 and 2 and 1. Keep rowing. I am changing my screen solely so that I can guarantee you a 30-second sprint instead of a true 30 seconds instead of a Scotty 30 seconds. So about 20 more seconds of rest, then we're going in for round 2. In order to have enough time for all 3, I gotta cut you short, but I promise it's been 30 for you. Round 2 in 3, in 2, in 1. 30 seconds. Give it all you've got. Every bit of juice you have. It's only been a half an hour workout. I know you're kicking it on the other end. I know you've got juice left. 5 more seconds. 3 and 2 and 1. Paddle pace. 2 down, 1 to go. 30 seconds of rest. I do want you to keep moving though. Don't stop rowing. You can regenerate. Whew. And still move. Round 3. Last round, best round. In 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Dig in. Make that flywheel fly. Best split of the day. Give it everything you've got. 1 breath per stroke. Don't lose that pacing. You're halfway through. Dig deep. 5 hardest power strokes you've done all day. Finish it off strong. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent work. Keep rowing. Paddle it down. We're going to cool it down the way we always do with our little reverse pick drill. Full stroke to start. Resist the urge to fold over while you're getting oxygen back into your body. Our bodies do that because physically it is easier for us to get air in, but it is more beneficial for us to be intentional about sitting up tall, opening up our ribs, and breathing in through your nose if you can. You really do get more oxygen into your system by breathing in through your nose. So, if you're not already at a half paddle or a half stroke, meet me there in 3, hands just past your toes. In 2, and 1. Half stroke right here. Still sitting up tall. Don't lose your hip hinge. Open up your chest. Any work in your shoulders should be underneath your shoulders in your lats. Right back here. Underneath your shoulder blades. Let's go arms, body, body, arms. Taking our legs out of the equation, going hip hinge only in 3, and 2, and 1. Reach, dig. Remember, this stroke is still 60% from your hips down. So even though we're just hinging our hips here, you still want to push through your toes and squeeze through your core in order to get into your finished position. Speaking of finish, let's go arms only in 3, in 2, and 1. Hang back in your finished position. right at 1 o'clock. So you do want to have a little bit of lean, a little bit of squeeze in your core here. Handlebar landing between your belly button and your sternum. We're going to rack it up in 3, in 2, and 1. Arms, body, legs. Deep breath. Sit up real tall. You can get unstrapped, but keep your feet in your stirrups for just a second. Come up into your catch position. Press your palms against your knees and pull your shoulders back. Open up your chest. This is exactly what you'd be doing if you were on the floor doing a cow position like we do in yoga. Deep breath, and then as you let it out, curl over best you can. Press your shoulder blades in your back hard as you can behind you to get a really nice cat curl here. This is another thing. Man, I shouldn't complain. I'm sorry. Let's go back to our cow position. Open up your chest, pull your shoulders back. It's okay if you get a little bit of crackle in your back. It's actually a good thing. Deep breaths while you're here and let it out. And curl over. Excellent. So, straighten out one leg. I'm going to start with my left. 1 foot in front of you on your slider, 1 foot on the ground. Open up your arms, reach for the sky, grab your right wrist, stretch over to your left. No matter which foot you have on the rail, you want to be pulling the same wrist as the foot you've got on the ground. That will even you out for balance. Doing it the other way, you might fall off. Come back to center. Fold over, grab your toes, ankles, shins, whatever you can reach is fine. And you do not need to have a straight leg for this stretch to be beneficial. We are going for your hamstring, but if you know you need a calf stretch, straighten your leg and flex your toes towards you, toward your body. I personally don't really like grabbing and pulling. I feel like that's a little bit dangerous, but it might be your style. If you know you need a shin stretch, point your toe away from you and lean in just a little bit further till you feel that stretch. We're going to switch sides in 3, 2, and 1. 1 foot in front of you on that slider. Reach for the sky. Left foot's on the ground. Grab your left wrist. Stretch over to your right. This is for your lats. You'll also start to feel a little bit of stretch in your leg here. Rinse and repeat. Come back to center. Fold over to your toes, ankles, shins. Whatever you can reach is fine. Let gravity do the work here. So just relax your body into your knee. Again, if you need that calf stretch, you know how to get there. If you need that shin stretch, you know how to get there. We're going to go feet to the floor in 3, 2, and 1. Spread your feet super wide and press your knees away from you. You can do this with either your hands or your forearms. Rower's choice here. Entirely up to you. If you want to deepen the stretch, this is for your hip flexors, so you should be feeling it right here in your inner thighs, those tendons. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can either slide your seat forward and back, so whatever works for you, or press one shoulder in at a time toward your rail. If you're doing that press, you're going to get a little bit of extra twist in your back. So a little bit extra stretch there, and you'll get a little bit deeper into your hip flexors as well. Last but certainly not least, glute stretch. So right ankle on left knee, sit up real tall and lean into it. Now, don't fold over. That will rob you of the stretch that you're trying to get right down here in your booty. You want to sit up tall just like if you were on the rower, and you want to sort of press forward with your sternum. It's going to look like you're doing almost nothing. It's going to feel like you're doing a whole lot. And we're going to switch sides in 3, and 2, and 1. Left ankle on right knee, sit up real tall, lean into it. This is one of the cool things, one of the educational things about doing stretches on alternating sides is if you're paying attention, you find out real quick which side is your tight side, which side is your strong side, which side is your long side. You always want to stretch a little bit longer on that tight side to try and get until you start to feel evened out. So that's it for today. Thank you as always for being here. Again, feel free to leave comments, questions in the comments so that I can give you feedback, advice, whatever you may need. And hopefully I will see you next time. Thanks for being here.